Well, what is going on, movie fans? We are back at it with, I don't know, this is like our, fourth pod. It's our second in a row doing it live. Have a lot of fun doing it live. We get to talk to the chat. Got Greg. Greg, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Ready to start talking about this.
We got a lot of movies to talk about. Obviously, superhero movies. It seems like there's another one that comes out every single day of the week. And there's definitely a lot of good ones and a lot of bad ones. I think you'd agree with me in saying that Marvel's probably much higher on the list as opposed to DC.
Oh, definitely, by far. It's not even close.
Yeah. but before we get started, say hello to some of our best subscribers. Thank you guys for being here. Nate's in the chat. Kush is in the chat. Brandon Rogers, John, Sabrina, AV Sports, Benjamin Wynn, diehard Giants fan. Jawad, meet the Heron, man. Thank you to everybody being here. I appreciate it. I know that we got Jay in here as well. Clocks. So thank you guys for being here. Stone Cold Steve. We got a celebrity in the chat, right?
The actual Stone Cold, huh?
The actual Stone Cold Steve Austin just joined our movie stream. Can you believe that? What's going on, Stone Cold? What's going on, Nick the Wick? What's going on, Rogue Dog? John, thank you guys for being here. The Platypus Master. So I think that's his name. I read it quickly. He's got a picture of one of those catch me if you Pokemon. What's going on, Steven Castillo? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. So we're gonna talk about a lot of superhero movies, some of our favorite, and you know what I figured we'd start with. Let's talk about some of the superhero movies that are yet to come out, and then we'll jump into some of the past superhero movies, what we liked. There is a laundry list when you look into it of superhero movies that are coming out over the next 2 years, and of course, a bunch of these are getting backed up. We'll start with Wonder Woman. I mean, we talked about that the other podcast. That's obviously the big one this year. Wonder Woman 1984, the sequel to the original, which we both said we're very much looking forward to. And I think that is the biggest this year.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman, I'm hoping it's great. I mean, we were supposed to have Wonder Woman already, too. If it wasn't for coronavirus, we'd know already. But, unfortunately, it's got pushed back, I think, twice already because of it. But definitely looking forward to Wonder Woman. Look, Gal Gadot, never hurt nobody.
Oh God, Gal Gadot's the best. then you got Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah, that's another one that we were supposed to have already in May and pushed back. I think.
Yeah, she's getting her first standalone movie. You got Venom 2. You weren't a huge fan of the original.
No, I'm not a big fan of Venom. The first Venom I was really disappointed in. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna go see the second one. I see everything, but I mean, I think the second one's gonna be called Maximum Carnage. It's gonna have Woody Harrelson playing Carnage in it. He was in the extra scene after the credits. It looked terrible though when they showed him after the credit. Like because I read about that before I saw the movie, and I was like, we gotta stay for after the credits. I love Woody Harrelson. He's gonna be playing Carnage, and they showed him, and I was so I mean, I was already disappointed in the movie, but after they showed that, I was like, oh no. but I'm still going. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, for sure. Then you got the new Batman coming out. We got to talk about that with Robert Pattinson. What do you think of that fit? The guy that was in the vampire movies. What do you think of him as the fit of the new Batman?
I'm not a Twilight fan. I've never watched the whole Twilight straight through. My fiance loves him, so I know who he is. And I mean, he's done he did this movie called The Lighthouse last year. William Dafoe, low budget movie, black and white movie, and he was awesome, man. So I mean, the guy could act. And I think is he who I would choose to play Batman? No, I don't know who I would choose to play Batman, but. I mean, I feel like anytime somebody gets picked as Batman, there's always a ton of backlash against it. Nobody wanted Christian Bale to be Batman when they announced it. I mean, same thing with Ben Affleck, which Ben Affleck wasn't a terrible Batman. He was just in terrible Batman movies.
Ben Affleck sucked.
No, Ben Affleck was not a bad Batman.
Well, the movies.
Oh, the movies were terrible. Yeah, Ben Affleck wasn't a bad Batman. They were terribly written and just terribly made.
Yeah. Then you got the new Doctor Strange coming out, which you're a huge fan of. I love Doctor Strange.
I love Doctor Strange
in the new Avengers movie. I got to go back and watch the original again. I think I'll appreciate it a lot more. But he's definitely a really cool Marvel character. They're making the sequel to that. You got the new Suicide Squad. They're going to revamp it.
Yeah, new Suicide Squad. I mean, the first Suicide Squad was trash. It was absolutely terrible. But this one's going to be very good. James Gunn's helming it. Same guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. They got rid of the Will Smith and his character. They brought in, how do you pronounce him? Mario Sabella, black guy from Molly's Game, lawyer. Really good actor. He's awesome. But
you're talking about Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. There you go. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's in there. I just have confidence in it. I have confidence in James Gunn. I mean, James Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm sure we're going to talk about a little bit later. And that was the problem with Suicide Squad was the original ones. They tried to introduce all these characters with no backstory and throw them all in together. and it just didn't work. And that's very hard to do. But James Gunn has proven that he could do that with the original Guardians of the Galaxy movies, because I didn't know who any of those characters were. When they first showed the preview to, I was like, is this Talking Raccoon? Is this a joke? What is this? But now Guardians of the Galaxy is great. So, I mean, I have confidence in James Gunn.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. James Gunn, of course, had the sex allegations, and that's why they kind of took him off the Guardians of the Galaxy, and now I guess they forgot about it. And he's back on. And he's going to be directing the Suicide Squad. Somebody mentioned the Eternals. Yeah, we skipped over that. That one's coming out as well. Black Adam. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The Eternals, they're saying, is supposed to be a really good one. I just don't really know anything about it. But it got a Christmas release date. It wasn't like pushed back to a Christmas release date. And usually when you release movies around that time of the year, it usually means that they're going to be, the best movies of the year come out around Christmas, and the biggest movies of the year come out in the summertime. So I have a feeling Eternals is going to be a big surprise this year. I don't know anything about it, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a big surprise.
There you go. And then you got the new Spider-Man's coming out. I think that's in 2 years. Black Adam starring The Rock's another one. Thor, Love and Thunder with Christian Bale in it. You got Shazam 2, Black Panther 2, The Flash, Captain Marvel 2, and Aquaman 2. So there is more than enough superhero movies coming out over the next 2 years. Everybody's all up in arms about what they're going to do with Marvel with all these characters leaving and retiring, but they've still got more than enough content coming out.
Yeah, that's crazy that there's that many superhero movies coming out. I mean, you go back 10 years, 12 years or something before the first Iron Man that came out. I mean, how often did you get a superhero movie back then? I mean, the Batman movies, but those were once every 3 years. There was only 3 of them, right?
Right.
I mean, superhero movies are taking over now.
They are. And I'm excited. I'm excited for The Flash. I think that'll be cool.
You hear about Michael Keaton is coming back as Batman for The Flash.
I heard that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm very excited about that. That's the best Batman. Anybody out there is wondering, best Batman's Michael Keaton.
No. You got to go Christian Bale. You got to go Christian
Bale. No, Christian Bale's in the best Batman movies, but he is not the best Batman.
Oh, he's got the corny voice.
Yeah, but Michael Keaton was the man. Michael Keaton is definitely the best Batman. I love Michael Keaton as Batman.
But let's jump into some of our favorite and least favorite superhero movies, and then we're going to turn to the chat. We'll start with some of the bad ones. Okay, so I was looking over, some of the older superhero movies, and the first one that popped to my head, because obviously I'm a huge Nicolas Cage fan, Ghost Rider was awful.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the sequel was even worse.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the sequel, but I went to see the first one in the movie theater, and I walked out, and I was in absolute shock over how bad this movie was. I just wasted 2 hours of my life. It was so bad. There was nothing redeeming about it whatsoever. Even the CGI in it's terrible.
I had to watch the sequel because my friend Jared, Jared, he forced me to watch it. The sequel was even worse than the first one. It was just an awful, awful, awful movie. Do not see it, guys. But if you want to see a really bad superhero movie, go ahead. I don't recommend it. Spider-Man 3, of course, famous for that horrible scene with the dancing in the streets.
Oh, Spider-Man 3 was so bad.
Spider-Man
3 was bad every way.
Yeah, it was just a really bad movie. It was kind of the end of Tobey Maguire being Spider-Man. Everybody liked Spider-Man 2, obviously, with Doc Ock. But Spider-Man 3...
I feel like it was kind of just the end of Tobey Maguire. What happened to Tobey Maguire?
He made that movie.
Pretty much.
It was so bad that the Into the Spider-Verse made a parody scene about it.
Yes, it did. Spider-Verse I love. I know you hate Spider-Verse.
I just think it's overrated.
I think you're wrong.
Stan says it was rushed. It was definitely rushed. There's no doubt about it.
Spider-Man 3 wasn't rushed. They had years to develop Spider-Man 3 back then. How long was it between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3? 3 years?
Regardless of what it was horrible.
Oh, it was absolute trash.
Catwoman is another one.
Catwoman's one of the worst ever.
I think everybody could agree on that.
The only thing good about that's Halle Berry in the suit.
I was going to say even Halle Berry couldn't save that movie. But Michelle Pfeiffer was a pretty good Catwoman back in the day.
Michelle Pfeiffer's still the best Catwoman. I think that who's the other one who played her in Dark Knight Rises? I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
She did a really good job too, but I still go back to Batman Returns to get my Catwoman.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer was great in that one. But yeah, Catwoman, I think it was in 2004 with Halle Berry. Most people rate that as probably the worst superhero movie. Batman and Robin was atrocious. We talked about that in the last podcast.
I put Batman Forever on this list too. Batman Forever is real bad too.
Not a lot.
When I was a kid, I liked Batman Forever. No, Batman Robin's way worse. But when I was a kid, I used to think Batman Forever was good, and now when I watch Batman Forever, it's like one of those things I look at. I'm just like, whoa, I like this.
And then you got Batman vs Superman, which is on my list anyway. That was horrible, awful.
Yeah, Batman vs Superman was terrible. It was bad in every way. I mean, it was a terrible story. It was edited like crap. It was like an hour or two long.
Yeah, the only good thing about that movie was Gal Gadot. She was in it for about 7 minutes at the end, but other than that, I could kind of skip that movie. And then you got Daredevil, which is, I haven't seen the show yet. Everybody loves the show. I still haven't seen the show on Netflix, but Daredevil the movie with Ben Affleck, I remember watching that in theaters.
Yeah, bad, but...
That movie was atrocious. And then finally the Green Lantern. I had Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds.
Green Lantern really sucks. Green Lantern is actually at the end of Deadpool 2, they have that scene after the credits where he goes back and he shoots himself in the head when he's reading the Green Lantern script.
Yeah.
That was really funny when they did that. That's probably the best thing to come out of Green Lantern.
yeah, absolutely. And Meet the Heron Right says Ed Norton's Hulk. The Hulk. Well, actually, I thought Ed Norton's Hulk was better than. I didn't like it, but I thought it was better.
Yeah, that's definitely the better of the two, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, they were both. I was never a Hulk fan. I was fine with Hulk as a side character. I never got into the Hulk as like when he's the featured guy in a film. I
agree. I feel like he's impossible to make a movie, like a good movie with. It seems like because they've tried a few times, both of them are bad. But every time he's been a side character in movies, definitely, it's the way to go. Thor Ragnarok's my favorite one, the Marvel movies at least. And
that's your favorite Marvel movie?
Probably, yeah.
See, that I can't agree with. I am not. All right, I need to get everybody in the chat's opinion on this. And maybe there's some, big Marvel homers here and they like everything that Marvel does. And I'm not saying Thor Ragnarok was bad, but I honestly feel like Thor Ragnarok is the most overrated superhero movie ever made.
You're crazy.
I'm not.
The reason Thor Ragnarok's so good is because you're dealing with these characters, like you just said with Hulk, where it's like near impossible to put a story around him. And Thor's like that too. Like these two characters, they're just so big and so powerful and stuff. That in order to make like a fun story with them, you got to make it extremely funny. Like you got to use comic relief throughout the whole entire thing. And Thor Ragnarok did that so well.
I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, but when I see that it got like a 96, 97%. I was not expecting that from Thor Ragnarok. I mean, to me, it was too much on the comedic side.
See, I love it. Like and I'm happy because the new Thor. I mean, I got mixed feelings about the new Thor movie coming out, Thor: Love and Thunder. That's made by the same guy. I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, Taiki Waititi or something like that. The guy who directed Thor Ragnarok, and he also made this other movie called Out of the Shadows. I don't know if anybody here's seen it, but. It's a very similar type of comedy, very different movie, but same type of comedy. And I love him. He's doing the new Thor. I mean, the new Thor, they're also going to turn Natalie Portman into Thor. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm excited that he's doing it. And Thor Ragnarok is a gem.
I'm not saying it wasn't good. It was good. I just thought it was overrated. I think we both agree, and probably most people in the chat agree, that the best superhero movie, most people, it's got to be The Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight's definitely the best superhero movie. I mean, there's movies that maybe came a little close, but definitely nothing as good. I mean, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight playing the Joker is out of this world.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get a better villain. He makes the movie. I mean, at the end of the day, he makes the entire movie.
100%. I mean, that character, the Joker. I mean, you want to talk about a character? That character's been done so many different times. Like I mean, you got the three major movies. You got Jack Nicholson, you got Heath Ledger, and now you got Phoenix. All three of them did it great. You got the animated series with Mark Hamill from Star Wars voiced him for 20 years or whatever it was. He did it. Well, it wasn't just the animated series, but animated versions. He did it great. Like that character's been done well so many times. And I think that, I mean, they're not going to do it. You're going to get Joker 2, which is going to mess up Joker 1. You're going to get the Joker probably in this new Batman. You're probably getting the Suicide Squad. He's going to become one of those characters now that's going to be done. She's already been done way too many times. There's just so many good versions of it that's okay. But Joker and Batman, I'm getting to the point where it's like, all right, we got to let these guys, got to let them simmer off for like 10, 15 years. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, they've just done so many different Jokers. But
and Batman. Look at the Batmans now. This is going to be the third Batman in 10 years. Third Batman. It's
the same thing with Spider-Man. You got Tobey Maguire. You got you had what's his name in the middle, Garfield.
Yeah, but I feel like the new Spider-Man people were yearning for because you wanted to get him into the MCU.
But now you got four Spider-Man. Now you got the cartoon also. You got four Spider-Man.
Yeah, I guess that's a point. I guess you got a point there.
It's like, come on.
I mean, we're about to have 4 Jokers inside of 10 years with Suicide Squad, Jacqueline, 3 Jokers, I guess, Jacqueline Phoenix, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody else that's going to end up playing him in the Suicide Squad. I'm almost positive. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but I think the character's in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, we got Ric Flair in the chat. What's going on, Ric Flair? Thank you, Papa. He should have had a role in the Dark Knight. Absolutely. And what's going on, Dire Giants fan, Afghanistan, Daniel Berry? Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. So, all right. So we talked about the Dark Knight, which I think is going to be most people's number one. We talked. All right. Obviously, you've got the Avengers. We'll jump into that. But one movie I absolutely love it. And if people have not seen it in the chat, I think you got to. And I think most superhero and film fans have. But Logan was incredible.
Oh, Logan was great.
Logan was so gritty. It was great. It was kind of like the apocalypse for the X-Men. I loved every single second of that movie.
I mean, Logan was a little emotional at points too. I mean, at the end there, where he was on his way out. I mean, I don't want to ruin the whole movie, but I mean, there was a couple of points there where he was fighting back tears. I think at points of Logan.
Yeah, I thought it should have been nominated. Like I know most people say that's crazy for a superhero movie. I thought it was that good that
is it crazy? They nominated the Black Panther.
No, I know they did. I know they did.
Are you kidding me? That's freaking nuts.
And we'll talk about the Black Panther. But
I like Black Panther. It's not bad, but it's not best picture.
I like Black Panther, but
me too.
But I much prefer a movie like Logan. I thought Logan was awesome. I definitely suggest anybody that has not seen that to check that out. I don't want to give too much away, but I thought the acting was awesome. I loved the storyline. I loved the whole apocalypse feel. I like darker superhero movies, and that was a really dark one.
I mean, do you like darker superhero movies?
I mean, Batman's pretty dark.
Yeah, but I mean, you also like Guardians.
I like a mix. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's got to feel right. It's got to be a perfect mix.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
And Thor Ragnarok to me was too much comedy.
I love Thor Ragnarok. You're never gonna get me to change my mind. I saw Thor Ragnarok in a movie theater like 5 times. Like I love Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, Stan Albert says unpopular opinion. Yeah, Deadpool we'll talk about as well, Coach.
He says Bale was an overrated Batman. That's not an unpopular opinion. That's the right opinion. Bale is an overrated Batman. He was in a movie. He was in great written movies by Christopher Nolan, and he had amazing villains to fill his spot. As Batman, he was not that great. He wasn't bad. I'm not gonna say he was bad. He wasn't George Clooney.
He was better than George Clooney.
Yeah, no, he was better.
He was better than Val Kilmer.
He's probably the second. Probably. I mean, I don't know. Are we counting Adam West? Adam West is a great Batman, if you ask me, from 1960 Batman. I love Adam West.
Well, you're going way back with that. That's on the TV show. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I like you said, I don't think that's crazy. I think a lot of people actually have that opinion. What's going on, Vidge? Thanks for popping in the stream. He agrees with you. He says Thor Ragnarok is the best Marvel superhero movie outside of Infinity War. And we'll get it.
That's why Vidge is a beautiful man.
Like I said, I'm on the outside with that one. A lot of people have your guys' opinion on that. I personally think it's a bit overrated. That's what's great about movies. You can constantly debate because everybody has their own opinions on what they prefer. Let's talk about it. I mean, obviously you got to talk about the Avengers. That's everybody's, favorite. Now, when I'm comparing the Avengers and Infinity War and all this to other superhero movies, I don't think you could compare them. I don't think it's fair to compare because it's basically assembling the best individual superheroes, whether it's Iron Man, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, but one of the things I think that those movies do so well, and it's like, DC screwed up by trying to do the Justice League so fast, is like by the time you got to the Avengers, you had all the stories set up with all the characters that were in it, and then they still managed to make these movies for the most part. I mean, there's somebody in here I'm sure is going to tell me I'm wrong with something, but for the most part, they managed to balance that story out with, everybody was in the movie. Everybody gets their section. Everybody gets their due, Right. And because of that, that's just really hard to do. But the Avengers are great.
Oh, the Avengers are fantastic. The two characters that stood out to me in Infinity War, and I agree with you that they did a great job because you think about all the different superheroes that are in those movies and their ability to jump around and give each individual character enough screen time to where they have relevancy in the movie was pretty incredible.
I think the one exception to that, though, in the Avengers series is I think Hulk really gets screwed on the last 2 movies.
Yeah.
And Endgame. And somebody in here is saying, somebody's saying that they think that you think that Infinity War is better than Endgame because you're not so much into the comedy. He thinks Infinity War is better than Endgame because Infinity War was better than Endgame.
Oh, I definitely think Infinity War is better than Endgame.
Infinity War is the better movie of the two. Endgame is great. but
I definitely think Infinity War is better than Endgame. I mean, I like both of them, but I like Infinity War more. But what was I going to say? The two characters that really stood out to me in Infinity War that I was really impressed with was Thor. I thought Thor was awesome.
Thor was incredible. Yeah.
And just so you guys know, I'm not bashing Thor. You said, I'm not even bashing Thor Ragnarok. I'm not head over heels in love with it. But Thor in those movies was awesome. He specifically in Infinity War, I thought was incredible. And then the other guy that I wanted to speak about was we just talked about it. They make Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange to me really stood out in those movies. Doctor Strange, Thor. I love their characters in those movies. They stood out the most.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that the best combo characters in Infinity War, at least, was when you got to see Thor and Raccoon.
Yes. Well, we don't know. Is he a raccoon? Is he a dog? What is he?
Rocket. But them two together, the comedy that was there was awesome. And I think that getting to see Doctor Strange and Tony Stark or Iron Man together, those two played off each other very well also. Those are the two really good combinations, I feel like, Infinity War. Infinity War is definitely towards the top of the list for Marvel movies. Infinity War is basically what Empire Strikes Back was to Star Wars, as far as I'm concerned. Ends with a very dark ending. The bad guys win.
Okay, where do you rank Thanos, who's like everybody, in terms of villain?
Here we go. Let's get some people mad here. Okay, Thanos, when I came out of Infinity War, I put Thanos with like Darth Vader and like Hannibal Lecter.
What?
And yeah, I think when I first saw Infinity War, I thought Thanos was this great villain because he was like a guy who you could understand why he was doing what he was doing. Well, they made it seem like what he was doing seemed just in his own head at least. The idea behind Thanos first was really good, and then I think Endgame kind of slipped him up a little bit. I mean, Thanos was still good in Endgame. It just it didn't feel like he had that depth that you felt to him in Infinity War.
Yeah, I mean, I love the character of Thanos. I'm shocked. You of all people would put him on the level of Darth Vader. You're the biggest.
No, not on the level of Darth Vader. It's up on the list. Like maybe it's not Darth Vader. Let me take that back. Thanos is definitely not Darth Vader. I'm talking about with those elite. What I mean is with those elite villains, like the Darth Vaders. I don't know how. I mean, if you're talking about the best villains of all time, the Agent Smiths, people that when I think about great villains, they pops in my head. The Joker.
Yeah, well, Thanos was awesome. The way they left it off was awesome. The only thing is, you knew it was going to happen because all these other characters that supposedly passed away, they all had movies coming out. So
I was saying that the whole time. I mean, the reason you got to do that now is because movies cost so much money to make. And if you're a production company, you're making these movies, you got to start promoting them 2 or 3 years out sometimes. So, I mean, I understand that they have to do that. But, yeah, when I left the movie theater that day, I was saying the same thing. I was like, why? I was like, I mean, it was awesome. The ending of that was so good. But when I left the movie theater, I was just like, oh, clearly the Black Panther's coming back because they got Black Panther 2 in the slate.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit about Black Panther. And we mentioned the sequel's coming out, I think, in 2 years. And I think Jawad brought up Black Panther. Somebody brought up Black Panther. Cheech and Chong's your favorite superhero movie, Jay? That's Cushmaster's favorite superhero movie. Black Panther is a really good movie. Now, I personally, and don't get mad at me, guys. I got to give my opinion here, and I think Greg's going to agree with me. And I enjoyed it. It was definitely good. I thought Black Panther was a little overrated.
Very overrated. And I like Black Panther
because when I went into Black Panther, I see all these reviews: 97% best super. It was a good movie. Michael B. Jordan was an excellent villain. I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, he was doing really good.
The movie was good. It kept, it definitely kept you entertained. But overall, it left a little bit to be desired for me in terms of being on that upper echelon level. Like a movie like Logan, to me, is a much better movie.
Oh, definitely, a much better movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it has to do with the tone of American society these days and being the first black superhero. Which that's all good. I'm all good and happy. People forgot about Blade though. People forget about that one that came out 20 years before.
Well, Blade's great. Blade's
yeah. I think Black Panther is a very solid movie. I don't think it's in the top 5 Marvel movies, let alone it's not in the top 10 superhero movies. It's probably in the top 10 Marvel movies, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to really sit down and examine the list, but it's definitely overrated. It got nominated for Best Picture. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, some people love it. Like Stan says it's his second favorite superhero movie. Not Stan, rather. New York Giants said it's his second favorite. Some people love it. Listen, it was definitely great action scenes. I love the Black Panther. I think he's a cool character. The whole suit, I love how it gains power from when you hit the guy, you get stronger. The whole world, I love it. How it's kind of like
I think it's actually probably. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, he's not a main character in the other movies, but like when I think of memorable Black Panther moments, I'm going to throw in the Civil War. When the Black Panther was just awesome in Civil War, when they introduced him,
right?
He was awesome. They did with him and Spider-Man. They're both introduced great. I think that, and then I think when I think of him, I also think the end of Infinity War and Endgame more than I think about the Black Panther movie.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. They had some good villains in it as well, but I mean, both villains were good. Michael B. Jordan, and I forgot the other guy's name. The
Poor guy.
Yeah, he was good. He was good as well. But I mean, it was good. I just didn't think it was great.
I'd give it a solid, I'd give it a solid, 3 out of 4 stars, 80% maybe on Rotten Tomatoes. If it was up to me, I'd say it falls in like that category.
Yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable.
You know what else was very similar to that too was Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel to me, and I remember Captain Marvel because I saw it in the movie theaters. I don't remember if it was with you, Jesse. No, I saw it with I saw it with my sister. I remember the day I saw it because I was in the theater watching Captain Marvel, and Odell Beckham got traded by the New York Giants while I was in the theater, and I found out 2 hours after the fact, and every Giants YouTuber already posted the reaction to Odell Beckham that the New York Giants traded Odell Beckham. So maybe that's why I have a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to Captain Marvel.
It wasn't a bad movie.
I was
nothing special about it. There was nothing that good about it. Like nothing that great about it, I should say.
I was not a big fan of Captain Marvel. I was not. I left that theater saying to myself, I never got to see that movie again. I didn't get the big appeal to it.
No, me neither. But I mean, again, it's right movie, right time. People want the lead female in the Marvel movie, and they got it. And people are happy based on that.
Yeah, that was the movie I was watching, Mike. Well, Odell Beckham got traded. God bless you. I was watching Captain Marvel, spending some time with my family. I get out. I literally had about 200 texts, whether it was in my Discord, whether it was on my YouTube chat, whether it was my friends texting me, and I found out that Odell Beckham was traded. And then I said, you know what? I might as well just wait till I get home and go live. Now that I'm already 3 hours late to the news, but it was all right. But it was definitely a movie that I would never. A couple of movies we got to talk about. Okay, I saw somebody in the chat bring this movie up. Ant-Man.
I love Ant-Man.
Ant-Man is great.
Okay? I was saying this to you. I was saying to you before Ant-Man came out that Ant-Man was going to be really good, and you weren't believing me. I always liked Ant-Man, like in the Avengers cartoons and stuff like that. I always liked the idea of Ant-Man. I remember talking to you about it, and you're like, I don't know about this. Now, sure enough, here we are live, and you're telling me about how much you love it.
Ant-Man was great. I feel like a lot of people hate on Ant-Man. I don't know why, and it's definitely, I guess, definitely not more on the comedic side, but I thought Ant-Man was a really good balance of action, comedy. Paul Rudd was terrific.
Oh, yeah, Paul Rudd's great.
Paul Rudd was perfectly casted. I didn't see the Wasp one yet because everybody said it was bad. I haven't bothered watching it yet.
Who's everybody? Who said it was bad?
Several people told me it wasn't that good.
Jared told you it was bad. That's
a bunch of people.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the second one.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I mean, I could watch it on the Fire Stick, so I'll have to check that out. But the original Ant-Man, I loved it. Michael Douglas was great. I love how they have to go into that universe. What's it called? The third dimension.
The quantum realm.
Quantum realm, whatever it is. I just love the whole movie. I love how he could shrink and how he still got the power of a human being. It was definitely an entertaining movie. It was really funny, really well thought out. I thought the villain was really good. It's the guy from the show I'm watching now on Netflix, actually. The political show with Kevin Spacey. What's it called?
Oh yeah,
House Cards. Yeah, but I loved it. I thought the movie was great. Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man was really good. I mean, Ant-Man's another one of those movies that depends heavily on comedy, and definitely makes it work. I wouldn't say as much as Thor. It's a different type of comedy, I guess. The Ragnarok that you refuse to give its due to.
And Stan says, Chris, it's okay. I dropped my debit card paying for popcorn at the cashier the day Daniel Jones got picked because it was the Endgame premiere, especially. That's right. I forgot about that. The night of the NFL draft, that was the biggest movie of the year. The year that the New York Giants selected Daniel Jones. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I screwed up twice because the two years back-to-back, Infinity War and Endgame, I think both came out like around draft day. I'm guessing. No, I had like around Mega Football stuff, and I had tickets to go see them, both of them. And both times I'd be working for Matt at the wing spot.
Yeah.
And I would come in, I'd be like, I gotta get out of here half hour early tonight. Both years it happened to me. Infinity War and Endgame. Both years she's like, can't do it. It's gonna be crazy tonight. I was like,
yeah, because they're right around the NFL draft.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jesse Bryan? Thanks for popping in the stream. Jay says the real Wonder Woman looks great. Well, the Gal Gadot looks amazing. I'm assuming you're talking about the older Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is my biggest crush. I never hide that. I'd marry her right now if she asked, but she never would. But she's fantastic. But that's near the top of my list as well. We've talked about that in previous podcasts, though. But yeah, Ant-Man, I definitely suggest checking out if you guys haven't. It's a fun movie, good storyline. I definitely liked it. Shazam is one we may disagree on because we were talking about this a little bit before we went live.
I know you said you like it a lot. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't think it was that special. I mean, that's about you're talking about a movie that I feel like got really over-reviewed. Shazam is definitely up there. Let's see what
you know what it is for Shazam for me? I had no expectations. I saw the trailer and I said to myself, this movie's going to suck. I had no interest in seeing it. I had my friend, I went with my friend, Adam. I thought it was, it definitely exceeded my expectations. I thought it was a really good storyline. Another really enjoyable movie. And definitely suggest checking it out. They're making the sequel to it in a couple of years, but I like the whole storyline, how he's a kid and then he's a grown-up. He's a kid, he's a grown-up. I thought it was cool. I definitely thought the movie was cool. Definitely kept you on the edge of your seat a bit.
What would you give it on Rotten Tomatoes? What do you think it has on Rotten Tomatoes?
I'd give it like an 85.
It's got 90.
That's a little overrated, but it was. I definitely think it was good. I definitely think it was good.
What's the 82 for the full. Yeah, okay. I guess audience scores 82. I wouldn't give it that. I'd probably put somewhere in like the 60s.
I'm hurting. Is Asia even in here? He says I'm hurting Asia's feelings. Asia's not in here, Benjamin. Asia's not in here.
Somebody brought up Spawn. Yeah, Spawn was very disappointing. When I was a kid, I thought the Spawn movie was good. It's not.
Yeah, I got to go back and watch that one because I'm with you.
They're actually remaking Spawn too. They announced it not too long ago. I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but they announced that they're going to make another Spawn.
I remember watching that, like you said, as a kid. I think it came out like '94 with John Leguizamo, and it was. Well, I liked it a lot when I was a kid, but everybody says that you go back and watch it, it was really bad.
When we were kids, I liked it, but it was definitely bad. But I mean, if you go back to those time periods, I think that movie that you got to bring up if you're talking superhero movies is The Crow.
You love The Crow. You've always loved The Crow.
The Crow is awesome. The Crow is fantastic. Crow, I mean, definitely a superhero movie too. A lot of people in it probably are like, "What?" Yeah, The Crow. I mean, The Crow, especially for its time, this is before the huge superhero craze. It's definitely heavily inspired by Batman, the original Batman, 1989 Batman with Jack Nicholson. But then you can also The Crow is also the inspiration, definitely heavily for the Joker in The Dark Knight. I mean, there's definitely a huge comparison between those two characters. Crow's an extremely dark movie. I mean, if you haven't seen The Crow, I definitely suggest going to see it. Definitely one of those overlooked superhero movies, I'd say. And they've tried to redo it like 3 or 4 times, and it sucked. I think they're actually doing it again with the guy who played Aquaman, Jason Molino. However you pronounce his last name.
He's gonna be the Crow?
Yeah, it's gonna be trash. I mean,
that's a huge pet peeve of mine. I can't stand that. And what's going on, MH? Thanks for popping in the stream. Thank you, Word. What's going on, Word? Thank you for being here. Noah Kale in the chat. What's going on? I can't stand when they have actors that play 2 different superheroes. I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And it happens all the time. It's happened like with 4 different actors.
Well, they did. Captain America was originally
he was in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was we just talked about the movie earlier. Yeah, Daredevil. And there's been at least 2 others. I hate that.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, right? Ryan Reynolds was the.
You can also say what's it? Yeah, Ryan Reynolds another
Green Lantern and now Deadpool, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Michael Keaton was also Batman and
Birdman.
And Vulture.
Vulture.
Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
It's annoying when they do stuff like that.
I hate that.
But I mean, at the same time, am I mad that they let Chris Evans be Captain America because he was in 2 terrible Fantastic Four movies as a Human Torch? No, I'm happy they let that one go.
Yeah, well, of course it worked out, but it's still annoying. It's
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a little frustrating. I mean, anytime somebody gets recast in something you care about, it's annoying. Game of Thrones, like every season. Game of Thrones had people being recasted all the time.
Yeah, it's true. What's your favorite movie? Oh, wow, that's a good. That's one. We're gonna talk about Deadpool in a second, Noah. That is a question that I'm surprised we haven't gotten yet. Incredibles is dope. Incredibles is good meat for sure. What's our favorite movie theater food? I mean, for me, I'm old fashioned. I'm popcorn.
Yeah, I'm a big popcorn guy. I mean, at least the movie theater I normally go to, when it's not COVID and movie theaters are open, I would be going to, the AMC by us, which is right next to the Five and Below. So, I mean, I'm going accustomed to going into the Five and Below and getting a couple of, cheap little, chocolate boxes, a couple of snacks and sneaking them in. But popcorn definitely still reigns supreme.
Well, when we were younger, we would always sneak stuff in. We would sneak in the Pop Secret popcorn. We were like, 7, 8 years old. We weren't. Our family wasn't paying, whatever it was for popcorn back then. But if I'm going to the theater, I'm gonna be spending some money. I'm a popcorn guy. I don't put much butter on it.
Yeah, popcorn and soda.
But here's what I'll say. I worked at a movie theater. Okay, it was my first job I ever had. I worked there for 3 years. Guys, the butter is disgusting at a movie theater. I'm sorry. It comes in like these tubs. When they pour it out, it looks gross. I still do it, but it's disgusting. And I still get it layered, even though I know what goes on in the background of a movie theater. I kind of wish in a way I didn't work at a movie theater because now I know the ins and outs in terms of the food and everything, but I still do it. I still do it anyway.
I thank God you worked at a movie theater. I used to live at the movies when you were working at the movie theater. It was great.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. Let's see what we got here. Space Ghost. Let's see. I've never watched the Pokemon movie.
The new Pokemon movie was good. I'm not a Pokemon person at all. My fiance loves it, and I had a couple of friends that we're all movie buddies. We go to the movies a couple of times a week, and they were all big Pokemon people. I just went because we all go to see everything. I walked out of the Pokemon movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, which I was very surprised. Like, everybody loved the new Sonic movie. The new Sonic movie I hated. I walked out of the new Sonic movie. I actually felt dumb.
You hated the Sonic movie?
I don't like Jim Carrey. I'm just not a Jim Carrey.
I like the Sonic movie.
Really? You liked it?
Yeah.
The Pokemon movie is definitely the better of the two. Pokemon was really good. Because Ryan Reynolds does the voice of Pikachu.
You didn't like the Sonic movie?
I was not a fan of the Sonic movie, and I was with 3 people who loved it too, which made it a lot more aggravating. I literally halfway through the movie.
When you were going to the Sonic movie, you weren't expecting Logan. So
no, obviously, I don't mind going to see kids. Like, what was that movie that just came out? It was the last movie I saw in a movie theater, actually. Onward. Cartoon kids movie, Pixar movie. Onward was awesome. Onward was fantastic.
Yeah.
Sonic sucked.
I like Sonic. What's going on, Delano, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. I appreciate it. I was a fan of Sonic, but I'm a Jim Carrey fan. I think Jim Carrey's an unbelievable actor. I thought he did a great job.
Unbelievable actor?
Jim Carrey's great. Look at all the different roles that guy's played.
I can't go back and watch Jim Carrey's comedies now. They don't make me laugh. Like Dumb and Dumber is the exception. And Me, Myself, and Irene. Give me those two. But you can leave out You can leave out Ace Ventura's. You can leave out. I'd have to think.
Liar.
This Liar's on the better side, but there's a lot of bad Jim Carrey movies.
Jim Carrey's awesome. Take that back. Great actor. Shrek was great. Let's see what we got here. I made my girlfriend wear the gigantic bowl. Oh, okay. Good to know there. That is not a movie that I know of. Jim Carrey's the Riddler. He's not. Oh, Jim Carrey was great as the Riddler. Vidge. He was great.
Are you kidding me?
He was good. I got to go back and watch it. I remember watching it.
There's nothing redeemable about the people they cast in that movie. Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face sucked. The Riddler, Jim Carrey as the Riddler rather sucked. No shit played the Riddler back then. And they originally were going to give it to Tim Burton. If he did the third movie, he was going to give it to him, but then he pulled out of it. And they gave it to Schumacher, who made that atrocity. But Robin Williams was supposed to play the Riddler originally. That's the way you should have went.
Robin Williams is another great actor, but Jim Carrey's fantastic. Take it back.
The movie's terrible. And Jim Carrey's a big part of the bad part of that.
No, he's great. What's going on, Go? Thanks for popping in the stream. Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought he was a good Dr. Robotnik, Delano. I actually think that Jim Carrey's the guy who made that.
It's like what it comes down to with that role is if you like that style of humor. Like I said, I'm just not really a Jim Carrey fan. See, I feel the same way about Adam Sandler. You talk to me about a lot of Adam Sandler movies, I don't think they're really redeemable anymore. I don't think Happy Gilmore's funny anymore, really. I don't really think Billy Madison's funny anymore. But he's got a couple in there that are really good. So is Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's been a couple of great movies, but they're not comedies. Like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that's a great one.
I don't know. I got to disagree with you. I think some of his classic comedies, Ace Ventura, I could go back and watch 100 times. Dumb and Dumber, I could go back and watch 100 times.
Dumb and Dumber, Me, Myself, and Irene. Those two are a little different.
But like you said,
the Farrell brother movies. That's the reason.
Yeah. have you seen? Don't hate me, guys, but I never saw the live action Sonic movie. I mean, I don't hate you. It's not. It's not for everybody.
Save yourself an hour and a half. Don't.
I grew up loving Sonic, so I'm definitely.
So
I guess
I was a huge Sonic fan.
I know. I remember, Greg. We used to rush down to the Sega Genesis every morning before school to see who could play Sonic before we had to take till mom took us to school. So I remember we were both big Sonic fans back in the day. But yeah, I liked the movie. I thought it was good for what it was. Little Nicky was horrible. Actually,
he sucked. We know somebody was in Little Nicky though.
We do. My friend Charlie, his sister was one of the Girl Scouts in Little Nicky.
Yeah, she was on screen for like half a second, but she was there.
She was there. If you go to her IMDb page, if she has one, she's credited. Let's see.
Stinks. Yeah, Little Nicky was real bad.
Let's see what we got here. The meme of the Sonic movie made me not. Okay, you know what was so cool? What's going on, Lou, man? Thanks for being here, buddy. The Mask is another great Jim Carrey movie. But you know what was cool, really cool about the Sonic movie, which I give them a lot of credit for.
They went back and changed it.
Yeah, they went back and changed it. A lot of studios wouldn't do that. It probably cost them a lot more money to do that.
Yeah, but that's like really dangerous to do. Okay, you want me to give you an example of why it's dangerous? Here we go. Because what they do is they listen to the fans. It's like they cater to.
They made the right decision.
No, I think it was the right decision at this point. But you got to be really careful when you're doing that, because when you do that the wrong way, you end up with an Episode 9, Star Wars Episode 9, where they cater to the fans. The people have totally rejected 8. And they're like, you know what? We're going to spend half of the next movie retconning and taking back things that happened in this movie that everybody's upset about. Like, you really got to be careful about trying to please the fans. You know who's trying to do that right now? Zack Snyder with this Justice League cut that they're going to put on HBO Max. Like, I mean, did you see Justice League?
I did.
Justice League was atrocious.
Not very good. Not very good.
It's terrible. And there's nothing they're going to do in a director's cut that's going to make it like a good movie. Maybe it'll be like slightly less terrible, but like they're giving like another $25 to $35 million to go back and make a different edit of this movie. And it's like, what? Why? Why don't you just give them $25-35 million to make a different movie? like this movie is terrible. Like, who wants to watch the director's cut of the Justice League?
Oh man, thank you to everybody for being here, man. I really appreciate it. So many great subscribers in here. Thank you guys for being here. What's going on, Sports Expert, man? Thanks for being here. Do you guys like Batman Returns? And what about Cat? Yeah, we talked about Catwoman earlier. Batman Returns was actually pretty good when you go back.
Returns is great. Yeah.
Danny DeVito played a great Penguin. We were talking about Michelle Pfeiffer.
Batman Returns is Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken's great in everything.
Christopher Walken, I love him. Batman Returns.
The best Christopher Walken line of all time. What is it? Go.
You're gonna disagree. I mean, in my opinion, you know what Christopher Walken has? You know what his two best scenes are? There are two movies that he's in for one scene in each movie.
I'm going to agree on one of them. Go ahead.
One of them's Pulp Fiction.
Yes, it is.
With the gold watch.
That's the best scene he's ever made.
No, True Romance, which is the movie that I've told you to watch. The True Romance, the first Tarantino movie he ever wrote. That Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper have one scene in it. And it's the only scene Christopher Walken pops on. It's one of like 3 scenes Dennis Hopper's in for it. And it's like the best. It's like up there with like the heat dialogue between Pacino and De Niro when they're talking in that diner. I'm telling you, you got to watch this movie, True Romance. Anybody, Vidge, if you're still here, back me up on this. I'm telling you, I show.
Okay. If anybody is a big Tarantino fan, that I know you are. That scene by Christopher Walken in that movie where he's talking about having to shove up the gold watch up his ass for like 7 years or whatever. That scene is hysterical. Every time I watch that, everything Christopher Walken does is hysterical. It's the way he talks. It's his mannerisms.
See Vidge in there?
Yeah, I see Vidge in there.
Look at the comments.
Yeah, of course. Did you guys enjoy Happy Feet? Pavit, I never saw Happy Feet.
Happy Feet's a fun movie. My fiance loves it. I've been known to watch it from time to time when I'm in the doghouse. It's not bad.
You saw Happy Feet?
The Penguin movie.
You saw Happy Feet?
Chris, I've seen everything. I've seen everything. I've seen them all.
All right. We've gone from talking about superhero movies. Now we're up to Happy Feet. Interesting stuff. Remake He-Man, he said, will we ever talk about The Devil Wears Prada? No.
Oh, we'll probably skip over that one.
No, we'll probably not talk about that one. Probably not going to talk about that one. No, man, I appreciate that. Greg, we know you're engaged. Don't have to remind us every sentence. Let's see what we got here. Kevin Pollak does a great. I'll tell you what. Christopher Walken is one of my favorite actors.
Did I mention I was engaged?
Are you engaged?
I think I'm engaged.
LA Lou says I own Happy Feet on DVD. He loves it. He loves it.
I love it too. I'm with you.
You know what? Maybe you and Lou, because I'm not doing that. Maybe you and Lou can do a Happy Feet review.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility. I mean, I'm not ruling anything out at this point.
What's going on, Harrison Jolly? Thanks for popping in the stream, my man. Have you guys seen the Netflix show? Okay, yes, that's a superhero show. I actually just saw it, and I binge watched it.
First, you go first. I got things to say about it.
Punisher's great.
Have you watched Daredevil?
I have not. watched Daredevil.
Punisher gets introduced in season 2 of Daredevil.
I knew that.
Season 2 of Daredevil is as good as the Punisher ever got. He's so much better in the Daredevil season 2 than he is in his own show. That's how I feel about it.
I thought the Punisher was awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Bad, but it's not like Jessica Jones. First season of Jessica Jones is the best, and then I put Daredevils. All the Daredevils really good. All 3 seasons they made Daredevils are really good, and the rest are hit or miss. They made that one with all of them combined. I can't even think of what the name of it was.
You know what show I'm really looking forward to, and I don't think he's in here. Andy Garcia got me. Yeah, I loved it. Alphabet Punisher was great. They just showed the new trailer to it. I know you told me you haven't seen it yet. And I was going to make a trailer reaction to it, and we're going to try to do more of those. Those are a lot of fun. Right now with the pandemic, Greg and I, we can't be so much together all the time. But I'll probably do some solo trailer reactions when I can until we're able to be together, hopefully in a couple of months, all the time. But I want to do the trailer reaction to Lucifer Season 5 that just came out yesterday, and a lot of people probably have never heard of the show. Andy Garcia in my Discord told me to watch it. That show, I think, is really entertaining. It's basically Law and Order meets like the devil, like that, but it's really good. Like every episode is a different like murder mystery, but it's really entertaining. I definitely suggest watching that if you haven't. It's 4 seasons.
You know what show's coming back soon too? Actually, you should probably jump on this before it comes back out. Is The Boys? We're talking superheroes and stuff. You got to jump on The Boys bandwagon. The Boys
I saw that. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I
didn't see it yet, but I think
it's on Amazon. The Boys.
Or Amazon.
Yeah, but yeah, The Boys is awesome. You want to talk about a different take on superheroes? You should definitely check into The Boys. Second season, I think, comes out in like a month or two. Looks good. First season was fantastic.
I'll have to look into that because I definitely want to do. Once some like big shows start coming out, I definitely want us to watch it and do like a review on it, talk about it. I'm hoping we get to do some weekly shows. I know that those don't really exist anymore now with Netflix, but because that'd be cool to be able to recap it every week. That would be a lot of content.
The other anything else, it still releases them weekly. It's only Netflix that releases them.
Right, but it's got to be something big that people care about, like Game of Thrones.
Somebody brought up Cobra Kai in here.
Yeah, that's a big one. People love that. I've never seen it.
Cobra Kai is awesome. Cobra Kai was great. I mean, I loved Cobra. The first season was way better than the second, but they were both good. And Cobra Kai was like the surprise hit of the last couple of years, if you ask me.
Okay, here we go. We got a random question from Alphabet. He said, "Well, first, he is a Yankee fan, but it's more his fiance." He says, "This is random, but I see that your brother is a Yankee fan. How did you both come to like different New York baseball teams?" Greg, go ahead. Did you hear me?
Oh, he likes crying at the end of seasons, and I like celebrating.
Yeah, that pretty much answers it. Greg is much more of a movie guy, and I'm much more of a sports guy. His fiance is a diehard Yankee fan. He was always a Yankee fan though. I mean, I've told my story of how I became a Met fan. It was a horrible day in my life. If I go back in time, I would have switched. But it is what it is. I can't go back. I can't change it. But we're both definitely different fans. I became a diehard Met fan at a Met Yankee game. I saw the walk-off hit by Matt Franco, and Greg was at that game with me, I think. And
I was there.
Yeah, he didn't make the same mistake I did. So yeah,
we had a lot of fighting.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of arguments.
Was
2001 Subway Series?
It was no. It was 99, 98 or 99. It was before
the World Series.
Well, the World Series was 2000, but the game we were at was a 98.
I was talking about. I remember watching the Subway World Series.
On TV, of course.
When Benitez threw that save.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. The 86 Mets are getting a 30 for 30. Well, they should, Pettisons. The 86 Mets are one of the most iconic sports teams ever in New York sports history. So that is definitely something that I'll be tuning into for sure. Let's see what we got here. The entertainment.
It's the only way you'll ever get to see the Mets win a pennant.
God, they just won in 2015. They didn't win the World Series. That's true. The entertainment movies, best Superman movie. I love the first 2 originals. and the Man of Steel, Harrison Jolly. You know what? I'm gonna let you answer that. What's your favorite Superman movie? See, I'm not a Superman fan.
I'm not a big superhero fan at all. If you had to ask me what the best one was, I'm gonna go with the first one, Christopher Reeves. But I'm not a huge fan of that one either. And I think Man of Steel really fell victim to the last third of the movie, where like in the last third of Man of Steel, like Superman, the guy who's supposed to be protecting everybody, literally just destroys Metropolis. The whole entire city just gets pummeled to the ground. He kills more. He must kill 10,000 people. He's probably more than that. Probably 50,000 people at the end when he's fighting Zod, and then he breaks Zod's neck. It's just like so non-Superman at the end of that movie. He literally he commits genocide at the end of the movie basically, and everybody just overlooks it.
Yeah, I see. To me, Superman was just always boring. Like he's
just too powerful.
He's too powerful. I want Batman. I want Spider-Man. I want somebody.
He's too good. He's like too goody too. You know what I mean? There's no dark side to Superman. They tried really hard to do something with it, like the Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman movies, and they sucked. So he's a boring guy. He's like the goody guy.
Yeah, and the whole take the glasses off and then you don't know who he is. I mean, I don't know. I never bought into Superman. I was never a Superman guy. Let's see what we got. Off topic, sorry, entertainer talking movies, but I hope you can work with Brett. All right, I got some news to announce. Noah, I probably should be telling you guys this right now because I wanted to surprise everyone, but there's not that many people in here. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. Such great loyal subscribers. Anybody that may be new, stumbling up on the stream, please subscribe. We're trying to grow this channel up, me and my brothers, so we talk movies all the time. We're going to try to do probably 3 live streams a week instead of doing the traditional podcast we've been doing, and we're going to be doing movie reviews once we get new movies, and we're going to be doing trailer reactions. So please subscribe, guys. But that's big news. Brett Coleman's going to be on the channel. He reached out to me right before we started this. He commented on my video, said I'd love to come on the channel. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be live. I don't know if it's going to be pre-recorded. I don't know if I'm going to premiere it. But Brett Coleman, who I think is the best guy on YouTube when it comes to NFL football, is going to be on the channel. We're going to talk about his Daniel Jones film review. So that will be one that you will not want to miss. That should be a lot of fun. So he's going to be on the channel. So there you go.
Our good friend Vidge is asking what we think of Brightburn. Did you see Brightburn?
I did not.
Brightburn, originally when I saw Brightburn first on the Fire Stick at home, and I didn't think it was that good. I saw it in the movie theater. I liked it a little bit more. I definitely like the premises of Brightburn. It's like a cross between horror movies and superhero movies. Basically, the plot of it's basically what if Superman came to Earth and he wasn't good, he was bad.
Right.
And it's like a horror take on it. And it's definitely a really cool concept. And I think they're gonna make a sequel to it. I'll definitely be seeing it. It's I'm a big horror guy, so it's right up my alley. I like superhero movies, I like horror movies. They put them together, boom.
You are a huge horror. You've definitely grown into a huge horror fan. And you know what? I gotta agree with you on that, Jay. I've seen you write that a couple times. There's only one superhero, Lawrence Taylor. I'm completely with you on that. There was another guy called I've seen him as well, Jawad. I've seen him as well. All right, now back to movies. Let's see. Who's the better tough guy character out of the superhero movies? Momoa, Aquaman, or Hemsworth as Thor? Ooh.
I'm definitely going Hemsworth. Fuck Momoa. I hate him. I hate Momoa. I don't understand why everybody loves this guy. What the hell has he been in that's been good?
But he's a tough guy.
Yeah, but he's not Thor.
But he's a tough guy. He was just asking who's a better tough guy.
I'll take Batista.
Well, Batista's a badass, but he was obviously in Game of Thrones, the guy who plays Aquaman.
Yeah, he doesn't have a single line in English, and he's just sitting there and he gives it the Khaleesi up the butt or something like that. That's about the length of it.
Yeah, but no, I think I'm with you. I'd go with Thor. I would go with Thor. Thor's got the hammer. Thor's got the personality. You got to go with Thor. Yeah,
Thor's the way to go.
Thor's absolutely great. Great. B says, "Hey guys, I have a question. Who is the best Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, or Tom Holland? And who is the best Batman?"
I'm going Tom Holland.
All right,
Tom Holland, Michael Keaton.
Okay,
I'm throwing it out there. You can argue with me.
I'm gonna go Tobey Maguire, and I don't even love Tobey Maguire, but the first 2 Spider-Man, I thought he was really good. The third one, not so much. But overall, at least as of now, Tom Holland may pass him. I'm gonna stick with Tobey Maguire.
I feel like Tobey Maguire just looked too old. Like you go back and look at those movies now, he's not convincingly a high school student. I think Tom Holland pulls it off pretty well.
Yeah, Tom Holland's a little too goody two shoes for me though. Sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. He's good. He's good. And
I actually don't think the other guy was bad either. Andrew, whatever his name was, he wasn't bad. Yeah, the first one of those movies was actually pretty good with the lizard. The second movie was bad, but I mean, he wasn't a bad Spider-Man necessarily.
Yeah, and as far as the Batman, I actually agree with you. I'll go Michael Keaton as the best Batman. I'll agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah, you could say Adam West. You can make an argument for Adam West from 1960s.
What did you say? Oh, Adam West. Yeah. What's going on, Nikki? Thanks for popping in the stream. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Spidey movies, they all stink. They go back to the comic book. I'm not a huge star. Growing up, Spider-Man was my favorite superhero as a kid. Like the cartoons and the comics and everything else, but the movies have been kind of underwhelming for me. Now, I know that the original Spider-Man's put Marvel on the map, but I'm kind of in agreement with that. I'm not a huge. It's the same story every time. I mean, how many times are you going to be?
What's funny about Marvel is like now you talk about the characters to help them take off. You know, the Iron Mans and the Captain America.
We didn't even talk about Iron Man, by the way.
Well, yeah, I mean Iron Man's great, but if you like Iron Man, for instance, who was pretty much the central core of the MCU up until obviously the end of Endgame. But if you would have looked at the characters that you thought would have been able to support a franchise like the MCU, Iron Man before it all started would not have been high on that list. Like we didn't know nothing about Iron Man back then, and somehow they managed to make. I mean, same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. They managed to make these movies that people, these characters that aren't the major characters. Because you'd say the biggest characters before that in Marvel were definitely the Spider-Mans, probably the Hulk. They both got movies before that and stuff. But, I mean, Iron Man's really the one that made it take off. And Iron Man back then was like a B character.
Yeah, you're right. Spider-Man kind of put Marvel on the map, but in terms of the new age Marvel, you're right. It was Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. definitely did that, and that's why he was the highest paid actor in the world. In terms of per movie, once that Iron Man character took off, he was incredible. And Iron Man's not my favorite series, but he's my favorite character. I just think he's so perfectly casted. I love Iron Man. I love Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, the first Iron Man movie is great. The second, the third Iron Man movies aren't that good. But yeah, I think Robert Downey Jr. obviously was perfect.
Yeah, he was incredible. But that's what we talk about all the time with Marvel. All their heroes are so perfectly casted. All of them, So,
exactly. Yeah.
Somebody said they were leaving, man. Have a great night, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll probably go for like another 20 minutes. Thank you guys for being here. Have you guys heard of the best movie of all time called Food Fight? Budget was $65 million and only made $75,000 at the box office. 1.5 rating on IMDb. Highly recommended. Sounds like my kind of movie.
I've never even heard of that one, which is very rare.
How do you only make $75,000? How is that even possible? They charge about $75,000 for one ticket.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's what they charge for one ticket when you go to the movie theater, $75,000. It's been a great stream so far. I appreciate that, Ric Flair. Thank you. Now that's a compliment, getting that from Ric Flair of all people, because he's a tremendous actor.
Woo!
Tremendous actor. Maybe my favorite wrestler of all time.
Ric Flair's amazing.
Let's see what we got. That's why Marvel will never be. I disagree. Marvel's better than DC. Marvel's better than DC.
Marvel's way better than DC. DC's best movies aren't even in the DCU. The Joker is probably DC's best movie, and it has nothing to do with their DCU.
Johnny Weaver says, "Love both of your channels, Tana. Who's the older brother?" That's my younger brother. His name is Greg. And yeah, we started this channel. We both love movies. Greg's an even bigger movie nut than I am. I definitely love movies, but my brother literally watches, I think, like 7 movies a day. So figured it'd be really fitting to have him on and try to grow this channel together, do something that we both love. Well, there's not a lot to do right now with the pandemic. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And like I said, hopefully we have a lot of new movies to talk about as this channel hopefully continues to grow. Let's see what we got here. Oh, damn, I meant the other way. Marvel is better. Yeah, Marvel's better than DC. Have you guys seen Harold and Kumar? Oh, yeah. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yeah, we've seen Harold and Kumar. Harold and Kumar is definitely it's one of those movies that has no storyline, but it's really funny. Another movie that I kind of put in the same genre as Harold and Kumar that we really haven't talked about much, Super Troopers. The sequel was horrible. The original,
I like Super Troopers 2 wasn't bad. It wasn't nearly what the first.
It was bad.
I enjoyed it. Why would she moved there? I laughed the whole time. I remember.
Super Troopers 1 was hysterical.
Well, Super Troopers 1's, definitely way better.
Leader of
2
Coke?
wasn't terrible.
Leader of Coke? Or
Leader of Cola?
Leader of Cola? Farva? I mean, come on. But they're kind of very similar types of movies for me. I really like both of those movies. Is the Avengers good? I haven't seen any of them. Not really into Marvel, but willing to give it a chance. Nash, yeah. I mean, the Avengers is great.
Honestly, in my opinion, you might as well just go back and start watching the MCU movies. If you haven't seen the Avengers, I'm going to assume you haven't seen the first Iron Man.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to watch the Avengers, you're better off starting from like Iron Man and kind of learning each character.
Get Disney Plus.
Yeah. Watch Iron Man, watch Captain America, watch Thor, watch all the beginnings of all the characters, and then they come together in the Avengers. But I think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of people that say I'm not big into superhero movies, but then they watch them and they're like, all right, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I definitely think you'd enjoy it if you're a movie person. What's going on there, Chris Senorita? Thank you for popping in the stream, you degenerate. Thanks for being here, buddy. Chris Loon, Chris Stops, of course I am. Have either of you seen Night Falls on Manhattan? Sounds like an older movie. You ever hear that?
Never seen it.
Never seen it. Do you think it made more than 75,000 in the box office? You think it made more than Food Fight? What's going on, Stealth Raven? Thanks for being here, my man. DC animated movies are better than the live action movies. Oh yeah, I agree with that, Delano, for sure. I
mean, anything's better than most of the live action movies.
Let's see. Do you guys like Kevin Smith movies? I'll let you start. I know you do.
Kevin Smith movies, big fan of most Kevin Smith movies. Love the Clerks, both of them, first and the second. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, obviously. I'd say those 3 are probably my favorite. I think that when they tried to reboot Jay and Silent Bob last year, though, it was an atrocity. I don't know if you've seen that.
I didn't see the reboot. Not fun. They didn't play. Did they have the same actors?
Yeah, I mean, everybody came back too. I had like Matt Damon cameos, the Ben Affleck cameos. They had all kinds of jokes and stuff thrown in there. But Jay and Silent Bob just don't work as 2 50-year-old men or whatever, mid-40s. It just doesn't work.
I loved it. I love Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. $15.
No, so did I. Big fan.
Man, put that shit.
I'm excited. Yeah.
I love. Yeah. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me. Jungle Love. I love Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob is great. Dogma's fantastic, Lou.
Dogma's good too.
What was the worst movie recommendation you ever got, Looper?
You're out of your mind. Okay, Looper is incredible. Looper is so good. Like, I hate that you hate on Looper. Looper is like one of my favorites. Worst movie recommendation I ever got? I don't know. I've seen so many bad movies. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. I mean, I don't know. I've seen as many bad movies as I've had good movies, and half have been requested. Half of people have asked me to watch.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I mean, I'm trying to think of a. That's such a tough question. I'd have to really think about that. But I'm not a big Looper fan. Me and my brother always fight about that.
I love Looper.
If there's a Matt Harvey movie, Chris is the leading candidate to star in it. Yeah, Johnny, I've been told that. I've been told that before. Do you guys like Skittles at the movie? Skittles? I love Skittles as a kid. Okay, let's talk about. Let's talk about candies at the movie. We talked about popcorn. Okay, I'm not. If I'm going candies at the movie, I'm not going like Skittles. I'm not going Sour Patch Kids. I know some people. I'm going with chocolate. And some people call me old fashioned. They think I'm like this grandfather. I like Goobers. I like Raisinets. Those are my top 2. If I'm going box candy at the movies, I'm going Goobers or Raisinets.
I like the what are they? Cookie bites or something like that. I can't even think.
Cookie dough bites. Cookie dough bites. Those are good.
Cookie dough bites. Big fan of those.
Yeah, cookie dough bites are good. Yeah. Snow caps are pretty good pedicons for sure. That's dark chocolate.
You are an old man. You are an old person. Jesus. You like Mike and Ice too?
No, Mike and Ice are gross.
What about Good and Plenty?
No, Good and Plenty's gross. How do you not like Goobers? It's chocolate covered peanuts. What's not to like?
I'm just not a Goobers person. I mean, when I go to the movie theater and we pick out a candy, Goober definitely doesn't jump off the rack at me.
I don't know. I like Goobers. Chris kind of looks like Bowler Sean Maldonado. I don't know who that is, but I'll definitely look him up after the stream, Sabrina. Wasn't there a Garbage Pail Kids movie? I think there was.
Chris, who did we used to say you look like? Who did everybody growing up always say you looked like? Do we still got the picture Of your heads
Oh,
superimposed?
okay. Yes. When I was, we probably do. I got to find it. But when I was really young, people used to say Sylvester Stallone. And when we went,
Like 14, 15. Actually, it's funny because now I watch Stallone movies and sometimes I look at him, I'm like, fuck, he does look like my brother a little bit.
when we used to go to Universal Studios, they had the where you could superimpose your face on the actor's body, and I got superimposed onto Rambo 3. So Sylvester Stallone.
So you gotta find that picture. You gotta find that and bring it on here for our fans here. Like,
Yeah,
that's like the best picture ever.
Yeah, I'll have to find that. I got that a lot when I was younger. I got Nicolas Cage, and now Matt Harvey. I get those.
Stick with Stallone. Stick with Stallone. Out of the three of them, if you want to look like somebody, it's probably Stallone. Stick with him.
Sour Patch Kids or Reese's Pieces over Sour Patch Kids for me.
Reese's Pieces over Sour Patch. I put them both on about the same level.
I like Reese's Cups better though. If I got to pick,
yeah, I'm definitely Reese's Cup over Reese's Pieces, 100%. I'm a big Reese's fan. Not gonna lie.
Can't go wrong with the Reese's. It's peanut butter and chocolate.
Can't go wrong with Reese's.
What's not to like about that?
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Let's see what we got here. Taking the kids to the movies nowadays requires taking out. Yeah, it does. It's like $20 for a ticket. Will Greg ever sell?
If I will ever sell.
Yeah.
So the Scarface picture sitting behind me. I mean, how much you offering for it?
Maybe you can make a deal right now on YouTube. We won't need to get monetized. You can just sell. You can just sell all your Star Wars stuff in the background. What's with that bird, by the way? What's the name of that thing in Star Wars? I can't stand that thing. It's in the new Star Wars. That penguin-looking bird. What is it called?
Yeah, porg. Porg.
A porg.
A porg. P-O-R-G. Yeah.
I don't like
those. It's not.
I'm not a fan.
You don't like those things? I call him Han. His name's Han in my household.
I'm not a fan. It was kind of like I don't know. I thought that was a failed thing there. I didn't like it. I don't like those guys. Let's see what we got here. Don't disrespect porgs, Chris. Jake said. Going to the movies is a big waste of time. Go ahead and make your eyeballs bleed in front of millions upon millions of pixels. And so, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I appreciate you for being here. Looper ruined the future of Star Wars, bitch. I'm not an Ewok fan. I remember when I was a kid, I liked the Ewoks.
Ewoks are terrible. Ewoks are like freaking Care Bears with stick. You don't know what the problem with Ewoks are? Okay, just the whole premises of them in Return of the Jedi. Let me break this down for you. In Empire Strikes Back movie before Return of the Jedi, the Empire comes in and crushes the rebellion on Hoth, the snow planet, totally destroys them, no problem. And then the next movie, the same Empire with the same walkers gets beaten by Care Bears with sticks and stones. It makes no sense whatsoever. They were clearly just put in the movie to sell action figures. That's why freaking Ewoks were invented.
And Sonora says, "What are you talking about, Greg? Ewoks are amazing." Let's see. I like all the movies filmed in Boston. We were talking about The Town the other day. The Town was filmed in Boston. That was great. Good Will Hunting was filmed in Boston. That was great. Departed was great.
Departed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of good movies. Say Boondock Saints.
Okay, Alphabet's got a question. Old Jumanji or new Jumanji? I got to go old.
Old Jumanji is definitely the better, but I like the new Jumanjis. I didn't think they were bad. I enjoy the new Jumanjis, but definitely the old one with Robin Williams is the way to go.
You can't replace Robin Williams. You can't do it. You can't do it. I gotta go old Jumanji. Mystic. Okay, there we go. Jay finally said a movie that I've heard of. Mystic River.
I actually watched Mystic River recently.
Mystic River is awesome.
Yeah.
If you guys have not seen, it has nothing to do with superhero movies, but if you guys have not seen Mystic River, I think it was nominated for Best Picture, and it's got like the greatest cast ever. I mean, you got Sean Penn, you got Lawrence Fishburne, Kevin Bacon, and there was another really big actor in it that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, a guy from Shawshank Redemption, Andy Dufresne.
Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins.
Oh my God, that movie is awesome. I love that.
That movie's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, Mystic River.
Won the Academy Award for that.
Yeah, Murder Mystery. Oh yeah, go watch Mystic River if you haven't. Let's see what we got here. Ted and Ted 2. I go with Ted. Do you guys like white? No, we do not like the white chicks movies. No.
Yeah.
I repeat, there was a Garbage Pails Kid movie in 1987. They remade it and renamed it Looper. Garbage Pail's Kid was really popular. I remember growing up as a kid when I was really young. People collected the cards. I'm not a Looper fan, though. I'm just not. I don't know what to say.
Looper is fantastic. You know why? Because you got to go give Looper another chance. Like you went into it like expecting like this huge action movie and stuff. It's not that. Looper is awesome. Just the original idea, executed great.
Kristaps Porzingis, I love Ted. I didn't say I didn't like Ted. I love Ted.
Ted 1's good. Ted 2 you could keep.
I like both, but Ted 1's better. I died when in Ted, Mark Wahlberg goes to Brady. I think it's the second one. I think your balls are perfect to the Pats to Flakegate. That's right. Did you guys like Paul Blart? I did not see those movies, the Paul Blart movies. Did you see that, the Mall Cop?
Yeah, Paul Blart movies suck. They're bad.
That's with Kevin James, right?
Yeah, Kevin James. I like King of Queens a lot with Kevin James. Outside of that, you can keep Kevin James.
Team America. That movie's
Team America's awesome.
Team America, the music, and I mean, if you're a South Park fan, you love Team America.
Yeah, I was gonna say anything those guys make, I'm all in on. I love South Park.
Yeah, America, fuck yeah. Uncle Buck is great. I mean, old John Candy, you can't go wrong. Whether it's Uncle Buck, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Harry Crumb, Cool Runnings. Yes, Feel the Rhythm. Great movie. Chris, a lot of my favorite movies are made in the 30s to the 70s. Well, Mystic River's a newer movie. That was made in like.
You can make an argument that the 70s have the best movies. To be fair, I think the guy's trying to joke around, but the 70s definitely got the best movies in terms of generations. You get the Godfathers in there. You get the original Star Wars movies in there. Dog Day Afternoon, I think, was still in the 70s. 70s got a lot of good movies in them. Sonor
said, "Hey, Asia, what's going on, Asia? Thank you for popping in the stream." Sonor says, "Team America sounds like an elite movie. I haven't watched it, but it sounds like you would love it. It's all about
you haven't seen Team. I mean, if you gotta have a real good sense of humor. But if you're able to laugh at things like South Park, Team America is definitely you gotta watch it."
Delano's hating. I love Delano. Delano's hating on Looper, and I love every second of it. He says Looper is the balled up trash that you yell Kobe to and miss.
Looper's fantastic. I'll argue Looper with anybody in here. Anybody who
I think a lot of people like Looper. It's just we're gonna have to do a podcast on Looper. We're gonna have to talk about it. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yeah, but the problem is you won't be a podcast because after you watch it again, you're gonna be like, "Wow, I can't believe that I said all these bad things about this movie."
No, I don't think so. Let's see what we got. Is Looper? No, Looper's not Greg's number one, but it's probably in your top 20.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard. I mean, if you're talking about if you're gonna have a conversation about movies that had original ideas in it, yeah, Looper would be high on my list. But I mean, I'm a mega Star Wars fan. There's at least 3 or 4 Star Wars movies that I'm putting above Looper.
And Asia says all right, let's talk about Deadpool real quick, and then we're probably gonna wrap this up in a couple of minutes. But I guess Asia just saw Deadpool for the first time. Definitely one of the better comedic superhero movies, probably the best in terms of pure comedy.
And yeah, Deadpool's awesome. I mean, when we talked about Goodfellas last week or whatever, we're talking about breaking the fourth wall. You want to talk about a movie that breaks the fourth wall incredibly? Deadpool does it like 3 times every 15 minutes. Deadpool's constantly talking. Deadpool's just great. Yeah,
Deadpool. I mean, he was kind of meant to play that role.
Like 100%.
Like that. Like I feel like I'm watching Van Wilder in a superhero suit.
Yeah, you definitely need you need the Ryan Reynolds comedy to make that movie work.
Yeah, he was definitely meant for that role. But yeah, I mean, it's hysterical. It's R-rated, obviously, but it's hysterical. It's really good. I think it's slightly overrated when you look at the all-time ratings for it. A lot of people have it in like the top 10 superhero movies. I wouldn't have it that high. But it's definitely very good. It definitely the sequel.
Deadpool 2 is really good too.
It was good.
The second one's really good too.
It was good.
It's not as good. The first one's definitely better, but it's definitely really good.
Yeah, I definitely like Deadpool. It's definitely really funny. Yeah, it's very good.
It's funny too that he played that. He got the Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool also in the Logan movie.
He did
like 6 years before in the first Wolverine movie. It was terrible. They sew his mouth shut after he gets killed and turned into Deadpool. It was a horrible movie. But actually, at the end of Deadpool 2, in one of the extra credit scenes, he goes back and he shoots that Deadpool in the head.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Really funny. That's really funny.
Oh yeah, Team America is hysterical. Definitely got to check that out. We started living Deadpool on 12. What's going on, Bad Dog? Thanks for popping in the stream. He says 2 guzzos on the stream. Can the interwebs handle so much? No, they can't. Bad Dog. I've gotten emails from YouTube threatening to shut me down because me and my brother are just too much for the platform to handle.
Yeah, they can't handle.
Yeah,
they can't handle it all at one time.
But
they want one of us to do odd days, and the other one to do even days. They're trying to talk us into it.
But we've had a lot of fun tonight. This is a really fun stream. We love doing these, and we'll definitely do. I don't know what day. We'll probably do another one. I don't know, Thursday. I'm gonna be live on my sports channel probably. I don't know, Sunday, or I'm gonna be live on Bad Dogs on Friday. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But we'll definitely do another live on this channel probably Thursday. We'll figure out a topic. Maybe start doing some trailer reactions and movie reviews and stuff like that. So yeah, I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate. By the way, guys, any suggestions? Now that there's still some of you guys left, but any suggestions as to what theme you want in the next stream? What you want us to talk about in terms of genre of movies? Obviously, now we've done some superhero. We've done some. What was the last one we just did? We did sequels. So whatever you guys want to hear, let us know. What about Deadpool and X-Men Origins Wolverine? Beast October says.
Yeah, we just brought that up. What about Deadpool?
We just talked about that. But Bad Dog says mob movies. Jay says independent movies. Nate says sports movies, horror movies, mob. All right, we got a couple of mob movies.
We're gonna do every one of those. We're gonna hit every one of those. I can talk about them all. I love to do horror movies. Chris can't watch horror movies, though. He watches the bed and stuff.
No, I watch horror movies. We can do horror. You want to do horror?
I love horror movies. Are you kidding me? I live for that shit.
We could do horror. We could do sports. We could do horror. We could do mob movies. We'll mix it up. We'll figure it out.
Somebody's requested Disney. I mean, does Disney include the Star Wars, the Marvels? I mean, is it all that? Or are we talking just the? I mean, I like the animated ones too. I can probably talk for hours on the animated Disney movies.
Bad Dog says you guys are Italian. Mob movies, it is.
I do. Yeah. I love mob movies. You want to do mob movies next? We could do mob movies next.
We'll do mob movies next week. So probably
mob Thursday. Movies is going to be the next one.
Yeah, we'll probably go live at
Thursday night.
8:00 or something. For about an hour and 20 minutes.
I think I'm going to coming over for dinner on Thursday night to you, so we can do it right after that. Yeah, probably like 7:30, 8:00, something like that.
Yeah. We'll go live for about an hour. We'll talk casino. We'll talk Goodfellas. All the other.
I don't know if an hour is a big enough. I don't know if an hour is going to be enough. For
we might be live for 6 hours if we're talking mob movies.
Might be on there for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, we just talked about Goodfellas for an hour.
That's right.
We just did.
Yeah. So, we'll do some mob movies on Thursday. So that'll be fun.
I'm in for mob movies.
Yeah, Irishman was great. Irishman was really good. I mean,
the Irishman. A lot of people hate on the Irishman.
Listen. Departed, and also the one that we always talk about with Tom Hanks that nobody ever knows about.
Road to Perdition.
Road to Perdition.
Road to Perdition is awesome.
Really good.
Road to Perdition is fantastic.
There's so many.
People want to do some homework, keep up with the next thing. Watch Road to Perdition. You want to try to keep up with us on Mobster Bob? Because I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. It was a couple of months ago. I'm thinking it still is. Anybody in here wants to talk mob movies on Thursday night and be part of the conversation? Watch Road to Perdition.
Yeah, that's your homework, guys. Because everybody's seen Godfather. Everybody's seen, watch Road to Perdition if you haven't seen it. Really good. Really good. Once Upon a Time in America, Jay says, I want to see sci-fi or we'll do sci-fi. I mean, I love sci-fi. All right, let's talk about our sci-fi. Minority Report, I love. E.T. Interstellar. There's so many good sci-fi movies. We could do a whole Inception sci-fi. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about sci-fi for hours. So yeah, we'll mix it.
I can talk about Star Wars alone.
Well, I mean, alien sci-fi, right? Technically, I mean, it's horror / sci-fi. Alien.
Definitely sci-fi. Yeah.
What's the
Terminator
one? What's the one that came out recently where they're on the ship? That I love with Ryan Reynolds. Life's another great.
Oh, Life was fantastic.
Yeah, Life
is awesome.
Life's another great one. So there's a lot of great sci-fi movies we could talk about. We'll definitely mix that in as well. Spaghetti westerns, Lou says. Yeah, there's a lot of different things we can do. The original Scarface, The Untouchable. There's a lot of mob movies, Delano. We're going to talk about all of them. I don't know if we'll talk about those, but we're going to talk about a lot of them. Tom Hanks, Paul Newman, both terrific in Road to Perdition. Oh, must see. Go watch it, guys. That's your homework assignment. Watch Road to Perdition. We're going to be live on Thursday, probably around 8:00. We'll talk movies for about an hour and a half, and we'll keep doing this. Well, sports are kind of slow. I'll try to go live on here a little bit more, talk something different, and then obviously as sports pick up, we're going to have to organize this and find out set days that we're going to be able to go live at least twice a week for you guys. So, but thank you guys for tuning in. We really Alien series is fantastic. Thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys. So many loyal, diehard subscribers that come in here. We hit like 35 people here tonight, so that was great. Thank you guys for all the love and the support you guys always show me, whether it's on my sports channel or the new channel. Greg enjoys it as well. Greg says thank you as well. Say thank you.
Oh, yeah. I had a great time. I can talk movies all day, especially with people in here. Especially when we're talking about the garbage can kids.
Yeah, exactly. But Greg, close it out, my man.
Hey, everybody, thanks for coming. Glad we got to do this again. See you again, looks like on Thursday night. And I guess that's about it.
I appreciate it. And Asia, she said, what about me? I don't know if she was talking to me, Asia. Thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here. Love all you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being here, and I will see you guys soon. Have a great night, guys. And
have a good one.
Let's end the broadcast.